Hi everyone, I'm Ken from CryptoTradingKS and the inventor of the CTKS method and BORSOG trading. If you're new, a very warm welcome and welcome back KS family. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin is currently down 0.87% to 16,690. Ethereum is down 0.56% to 1212. Global markets in the past trading session performed quite well, but the US market was down. Apple, Google, Amazon, Tesla, Meta, Microsoft came down, and we can see oil and gas, they came up, with energy and utilities being the best performing sectors. One thing to keep in mind when it comes to news headlines: positive market momentum means positive news stories, negative market momentum means negative news stories, mixed market momentum means mixed stories. With 36 days to go until the next FOMC meeting, we can see that the probability of a 50 basis point increase in the federal funds rate has come up from 34.1% yesterday to 37.7% today. In the masterclass, we do a deep dive into this particular chart, Bitcoin compared to inflation expectations. We can see M1 and M2 money stock have been decreasing. M1 is just liquid money that's floating around the economic system. M2 is a M1 plus the less liquid savings. This shows that people are starting to save, and when we look at the Fed balance sheet, it's been decreasing gradually. The inflation rate has been coming down. The CPI has been going up. We can also see the 10-year break-even inflation rate, this red line, and the sort of bluey line behind it, the 5-year break-even inflation rate, have both been coming down as well. Monetary policy and the Fed's very, very restrictive stance on money and raising yields and raising rates is definitely working inside the economic system. We do a very deep dive in this particular chart, and you get this chart in TM4 as well inside the masterclass. So far with the S&P 500, we've just created a higher low situation. It's actually quite positive, but it may not feel that way. There are some bands that we're watching very, very closely. The SPX is currently trading at 38.29. So long as price stays above this 37.66, it's all very, very positive for the stock market. It's important to understand how news headlines actually work. On a green day, they're all fantastic, they're all green. The headlines, I mean. And when it's a red day, when the market comes down, all the particular news stories reflect the negative aspects of the market. Don't get sucked into the news. It's a valuable resource, but it must be treated with care. One thing to bear in mind, as the yields come up, for example, the 2-year, the 20-year, the 5-year, the 30-year, and the 10-year, that's what we're looking at right here. What actually happens at the current time? The markets are moving in an inverse direction. You can see the Nasdaq selling off right now. You can see also as yields increase, the S&P 500 came down when they started to top out and make a bit of a reverse U-turn. You saw the S&P 500 rallying up. Now what we're seeing is it breaking down again. The key is, how far do we think it's going to go? And the key to understanding price momentum, price is always moving in a wave. That's rule 4 from the masterclass. Price moves in waves. This is really, really important to understand. Price moves down to support and then up to resistance, down to support, up to resistance. We can see in the last session, the VIX, the fear gauge of the market, just went up just slightly, but that upward momentum was sufficient to cause the markets to come down. We've seen junk bonds decrease. The price of oil is going up. What's outstanding here are the yields. The yields are spiking at the current time, and you can see that with the last chart that we looked at. The inverse relationship between yields and bond prices is playing out to a T. It's just a mathematical thing anyway. And we can see the price of gold continues to rally higher on both geopolitical concern, China and Taiwan, South Korea and North Korea, Russia and Ukraine. There's no shortage of conflicts globally. And also heavier demand, Christmas period demand. The one thing we haven't seen is a spike in the DXY, the US dollar currency index, which is typically a safe haven play, and you'll get my live chart in the masterclass in TM6. If you'd like to find out more about the masterclass, simply go to the links in the description of this video and you'll see references, the content, and a special 80% off offer. And if you're interested in the CTKS Method service where I mark up the charts for you, please don't forget to lock in your very special discount. Just go to ctksmethod.org. Before I mention Rule 4, price is always moving in a wave, and it moves between a resistance level, a support level, a support level, a resistance level, a support level, a resistance, a support. Knowing where these support and resistance levels are is literally a license to print money, because you'll understand market structure. The vast majority of technical analysts form price action, support and resistance levels of current market price. And this is very, very dangerous. It's like looking at an elephant, but only seeing a small part of it, and then making all your decisions based on that. We call the analysis of recent indicative price RIP because it literally can bury your money. It can shred it. SPA is what comes out of RIP. When people just look at a specific part of the elephant of the market, and they say, oh, this looks like it's going up. But if they look at something else, it could look like it's going down. And if it looks at something else, it will be looking like it's going flat. Story-based analysis is how people form conclusions from recent indicative price. What we do is look at the elephant in its full glory, and it's the elephant of the market. The markets are incredibly complex. You need to know where the real smart money buy and sell levels are, and that is done through the CTKS method. We can see that the DXY, currently 104.151, has been range bound between a smart money sell level at 104.392 and a smart money buy level at 103.904. We can also see the 104.110 level has been quite good at the median price prediction of the DXY. The DXY is finding support around this 104 level. You must bear this in mind, because as the DXY spikes up with yields, the markets tend to come down. The CTKS method service is all about giving you these smart money buy and sell levels. You don't have to guess anymore. You can know what smart money knows. Quite a few people in our beloved global family absolutely love gold. And what's not to love about gold? Gold is cool. What we actually see, gold's price currently 1822.40. It's come up against two very strong smart money sell levels at 1829 and 1832, and a further one up at 1838. What this large wick shows you is that there was a lot of momentum, positive momentum in gold's price, but it just couldn't crunch through these sell levels. They're currently resisting price going higher. Therefore, they are resistance lines. And the key to understand these particular lines, these are formed through objective dynamic market structure, or ODMS, which is part of the CTKS method. And that's all about understanding where the true support and resistance lines are in market. We can also see how well this 1819.40 mark has played out. We can see that gold is trying to attack these resistance levels. Generally, it needs a bit of positive momentum to get there, and that's what we saw with this particular price action. The other thing to note is the E-mini S&P 500 futures are caught pretty much in a range-bound momentum between 38.40 and 38.83. They're currently 38.59. When you're actually looking at the crypto market, you must be aware of the broader market picture. All markets are intercorrelated. If the stock market melts, crypto will melt with it. Please be aware of this. And of course, vice versa. Tesla has been in the news for all the wrong reasons recently, and the stock has lost around $720 billion in valuation this year. This leads us to the question, where are the smart money buying? If you look at Tesla's price action, Without the benefit of the CTKS method, you may not know where the smart money is going to step in and buy to support this price. But let's have a look with the lens of the CTKS method. What we see is when Tesla actually broke down from its strong support around the 204 level, it tried to come back and retest, but there's not a lot of safety nets. You can think of smart money, these particular levels, as being like safety nets. If there's not a lot of them below, when price comes down, it can just crunch through them until it gets to a heavier particular smart money buy level. And we're coming up to one of those at 104.71. We've been talking about this on the channel for quite some time because there were not a lot of smart money buy levels around the current price of 174 when it was coming down. It indicated that would probably gravitate down to the 104.71 level. At the time, that was like science fiction. How could it go so low? But this is where smart money is looking to start accumulating. And this is why these particular horizontal lines, these SLs or Stanfield levels, are so vitally important for you to understand. If you don't understand where the smart money is coming in to buy, how do you know where to buy? And if you understand where the smart money is selling, you can actually align with them. As a former lecturer in statistics, I'm a big believer that people should educate themselves. That's why if you pop across to www.ctksmethod.org, you can find out all about the CTKS method, what it stands for, what it's all about, and then you can actually view Level 1 Standard Certification. And the key to understand, these are standards. Standards are global by nature. When you mark up your charts with Level 1 certification, you can understand that everybody is marking up their charts in exactly the same way. And there's a very special New Year's discount right here for you. If you're not a fan of marking up charts, you can just go to the home page and then scroll down and lock in a very, very special discount on the CTKS Method service. That is a discount that will never ever be repeated. And you can find out all about the CTKS Method service and what it provides. Just keep your eye on Tesla. Just note that there were no real smart money support levels when we broke underneath that 175 level. And the next one was 130, which we had so much negative momentum, it was unlikely to be caught there. But we're coming up to much stronger smart money buy signals right at the moment at 104.71. I want to compare this to Apple. And Apple is having its own problems. Apple's shares hit lowest since June 2021 on iPhone supply concerns. Remember what Tesla did. It had all of this overhead selling pressure. Not much smart money buying. There are a few safety nets and it caught it. But as soon as it lost it, came back, retested and resumed down. It was pretty much a straight drop down. Let's have a look at how Apple fared up. You can see a completely different story here. Yes, Apple did come down, but the smart money buy levels actually held it. This is how powerful it is to know market structure. We don't do recent indicative price. We don't do story-based analysis. We're scientists. We actually break apart the market and analyze its market structure. And these SLs are like gold. And the key to understand, when you have level 1 and level 2 certification, this smart money base process can reveal smart money buy and sell levels on any price chart. It doesn't matter what you look at. Once you've learned the skills, you can apply them for a lifetime. Professionals look at as many charts as they possibly can because we're always stacking probabilities. And when we look at total crypto market capitalization, it's currently $767.6 billion. It has two smart money sell levels above, 799 and 808 billion, and one smart money support level at 707.8 billion. When we look at this, one thing to understand, Bitcoin actually holds up the entire crypto market. So we must look at Bitcoin. We've been tracking a key smart money buy level at 16,661, and this has been holding up for quite some time. There are many charts that influence the chart that you're actually trading. It takes many, many years, if not decades, to realize this. Often people are given really bad advice. Just trade the chart in front of you. Wow, there's so many charts that impact that chart. You have to know all of them. And one thing that you'll see behind the price of Bitcoin is this blue line. That's the NASDAQ. That's the NASDAQ futures. We saw the NASDAQ actually reopen trading over the weekend, well, over the Christmas break. And we've said many, many times that Bitcoin cannot escape the stock market's gravity. And that's exactly what was playing in. The options market had Bitcoin going down and going down hard. But when the NASDAQ opened, when the stock markets opened, they rallied up and then sold off. The options market was predicting something like this, and I always draw this to the actual start of price candle for that particular video. And we could see that it did come down, but not as low as we anticipated from the options market. We're actually expecting the options market to close fairly strongly into the year end. And there's about $2.37 billion worth of options expiring at the end of the month. Wow, that's quite a max pain level, up at 18,500. Looking at the Bitcoin longs and the Bitcoin shorts, the longs are in this green line. The shorts are in this red line. That shaded area is the weekend. And what we actually see, and Masterclass students, you get my live chart in TG34. What we've seen is that the longs have been liquidated and they're starting to lose a bit of momentum. The shorts were picking up, but they got hammered as well. So it's very, very light trading at the moment over the Christmas break, but I have a feeling things are going to hot up in a very, very big way leading into the December 30th options expiration. Don't forget, that's literally $2.4 billion worth of options. Over the past 24 hours, there's been $42.08 million in total liquidations across 14,456 positions, but that's really not much. And when we look at total liquidations across the past 24 hours, about 70% long. What about the past 12 hours? Say 89% long. Past 4 hours going the other way, 68% short. And what about the past hour? 62% short. And when we look at the volumes, we're starting to get a moderate amount of volume back, but it's been very, very light trading over the Christmas break, which is to be anticipated. The greatest gainers over the past 24 hours in the top 100, Lunacy, Quant, Ethereum Proof of Work, OKB, Aave, Filecoin, Ape, and BNB. The greatest losers in the top 100, Ton, XEN, Chain, Helium, FXS, BAT, CVX, HBAR, and ZEC. Turning to the top 8 cryptos, we can see Bitcoin was selling down. It's just staged a minor bounce at the moment. And what we're interested in doing is seeing how the other cryptos have responded to Bitcoin's gravity, because we know Rule 45 from the Masterclass, no alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity. And the reason that we look at Bitcoin is Bitcoin cannot escape the stock market's gravity either. So we must look at the markets, must look at Bitcoin before you look at your beloved alts. If you do this in reverse, you're going to be costing yourselves a tremendous amount of money. Getting the right sequence is incredibly important. So we can see understanding Bitcoin's gravitational pull is really important. And we've seen that Ethereum is stronger than Bitcoin. It's resisted that more negative price momentum down. And it's actually bounced more than Bitcoin. And therefore, it's down less. It's actually up 0.11%, and Bitcoin is down 0.74%. Good on you, Ethereum. And when we look at the stable coins, we're just keeping a bit of a track on the stable coins because of centralized exchange issues, if there are any. And this is just in the wake of the FTX debacle, where Sam Bankman-Fried just basically criminally defrauded depositors. And what we can see with BNB is showing a lot of strength, up 1.44% in the same period of time. And XRP is just absolutely rallying. And some people would say, oh, Ken, this is just defying Bitcoin's gravity. But that does happen as well. Sometimes we get alts moving in direct opposition, inversely, decorrelators to Bitcoin's gravity. That's about maybe 1 to 5% of the crypto market, but they're very, very good to keep your eye on. So what is this XRP price momentum about? It's the XRP holders coming in and saying the SEC is going to lose. And yes, we want that, definitely. Let's have a look at Doge. Doge is just following Bitcoin's gravitational alignment. And for the CTKS Method service, a lot of people have reached out and said, Ken, can you please mark up the top 8 cryptos? Absolutely, I will do so. And they'll be part of the CTKS Method service that will be released next year. And that's coming very, very quickly. But if you want to lock in your very special $39 per month, please do so now by just registering your name and email and just locking in your discount. This won't stay around for very much longer. And all you're doing is just locking in incredible discount. This is the institutional grade level, the highest level of the CTKS Method service. And with that, you would understand where all the smart money buy and sell levels are on Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance Coin, XRP, Doge, the top 8. And there's always going to be more and more added. Looking at ADA, we can see ADA's withstood that negative directional movement in Bitcoin very, very well. Good on you, Charles. And Matic has also done quite well, resisting that momentum downwards. DAI is a stable coin. We can see Polkadot is also resisting that negative momentum as well. Tron is not so much resisting it, Tron is going with it at the moment. Tron phases in and out. This looks to be a changing of the guards here. Litecoin did very, very well previously. It's just sold down, but it's so much stronger than Bitcoin's gravity at the current time. Shiba's just moving in alignment, and Solana under extreme weakness. It staged a very nice bounce, but overall it's under extreme weakness. We can see that because Solana is diverging. As Bitcoin was coming up, Solana was actually going down. These are not the kind of inverters you want. However, inverters are part of every portfolio. If the market goes down, the inverters have the opportunity to go up, and the correlators will move with the directional movement of the market. Just something really good to keep your mind on. There were so many fantastic comments in yesterday's video. Please keep them coming. I'm going to read them out in tomorrow's video. Part of the CTKS method is the CTKS Creed, which primes our mind for profitability and happiness in life. These are a series of positive affirmation statements you just say to yourself. They're important because they get rid of fear and install courage. Acting on fear creates the fear. We don't want to do that. We need to act with courage, but also knowledge. Here is the creed. I know the universe wants me to succeed. Every day I show kindness, integrity, and gratitude. I know opportunities in life reset daily. I am worthy. I go slow to go fast. I start small and scale with BORSOG. Life pullbacks give me the strength for the next life rally. I am dedicated and committed. I win or learn and never blame. And I never let a problem beat me because I solve it with positive excellence. If you have family or friends who could benefit from positive excellence and what we do here each and every day, please introduce them to our community by sharing a video. We'd love to see them here. We have one of the best communities on YouTube. Stay safe out there, my friends. Take care and see you tomorrow. Bye for now.